Previously on WearTesters. I just got in a holy grail of mine. It is a pair of 13s, spoiler alert. If you guys did want a video on that shoe, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, I probably will keep them to myself. But yes, it is a holy grail colorway of the 13s for me personally. Most of you guys might actually know what they already are. Hey, what's good guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. We had talked about this in the Air Jordan 13 Brave Blue mids, even though I don't think they're called Brave Blues, they're navy, but it is what it is. And I had said that I'd recently picked up a GRAIL pair of 13s. Some of you guys actually guessed them right as well. So they are in this box. It's a face box, which should tell you a little bit of the time frame of when these release, and that should also narrow down your colorway options. Now, some of you guys, and by some of you, I mean a lot of you, actually did guess it was this pair of 13s that I had recently acquired that was like a potential GRAIL pair. And while I do highly covet this pair of shoes right here, it is not this pair of shoes. That's a heel counter, no longer countering anything. It got crushed. This is a pair that I love to play in. I think that this is just a fantastic original colorway, and I would consider it a GRAIL if I didn't already own them. So that to me is kind of what a GRAIL is. Not all encompassing, obviously, but for me personally, a GRAIL sneaker, and this could be different for everybody, but for me personally, a GRAIL is kind of like a shoe or a colorway or both that I have wanted or longed for a very long time and just never have been able to get a pair. This right here is my very first one of these. I think they're fantastic. It's not the very first pair that we've had in this house, but it is my first pair.
Oh, it's a clue!
And look at how gorgeous these are. Hot damn, this is a sexy colorway. I really wish they would retro these. However, I almost don't want them to retro them because they will never make them this good again.
Touché.
But anyways, these guys right here are the Air Jordan 13 in the white and wheat colorway. There are actually two wheat colorways of the 13s, if I remember correctly, one of which is this one. This is the original one, originally released in, I believe it was like October 2004. And then there is a full-on wheat one where they're kind of like those wheat Air Force Ones where the entire shoe is wheat, and I don't like those. So if you do like those, I'm happy for you. This though, to me, is like the perfection of a wheat colorway where it's like a nice clean white base. You got that suede wrapping around. It's all wheat. I love these so much, you don't even know. I love them so much that this was the only pair of these that I was able to cop when they first came out. This is your pair, Mrs. Wing's pair, okay, an original pair. Look at the yellowing on these joints, man. She wore the shit out of these and I love that. So back in the day when these originally released, I could not afford the $150 pair. And back in that time frame, the grade school releases were not $150 like they are now. Some of them are $190. As a brand, you've completely just lost touch with your consumer. You're like, F you guys, we don't care about you whatsoever. We appreciate that you built us to where we are now, but we're gonna give you shittier materials at a higher price, and we're gonna cut the tech out just because we can.
What a little bitch!
Now, the Air Jordan 13 is a fantastic shoe on and off court. You guys already know, I've been saying this for ever, but in case you forgot, here we go. The outsole's amazing. It's got herringbone everywhere. Some people say that you slip in them. That's cool. That wasn't me. I played in various different iterations from the 2004 launches all the way until some of the most recent ones, and I love every pair. The midsole itself is Phylon. It is very low profile, very low to the ground, so it's like a nice ride, like you feel like you have an abundance of court feel. All of these rubber pods on there are stability for days, so consider kind of like each one of those an outrigger. You have one all over the shoe, 360-degree coverage. It's awesome. Inside of that Phylon midsole looks just like this. It's heel and forefoot zoom air. It feels awesome. It's my favorite cushion setup outside of full length zoom or those new full length strobles. But either way, when I put on a pair of 13s, every time I'm always wowed. Wow. Every time. Now the upper on these guys is where things get really, really interesting because back in 2004 for 150 bucks, they gave you good stuff. Like I can't believe that this is what we got back then. And when I put these next to like those Brave Blue or whatever they're called, I'm just like, yo, like the leather on the toe alone, that's the only leather on the shoe. For 200 bucks, you're telling me that you can't give me this little panel right there made of actual decent leather. Come on, man. So yeah, I just think that it's amazing that this brand has gotten worse over time. Like that never happens, right? Like as a player, like if Jordan were to be like that as a player on a basketball court for the NBA, for the league, and he had started up here and declined his whole career, like he'd be a laughing stock, right? So like, how come he doesn't take that same approach to his brand, his product, his face, his namesake? I don't know, man. It's just really disheartening as somebody that is a huge fan of the guy and of their products to see what they do to it. They clearly don't care. They're just counting money. Mr. Krabs all day. But like I was saying, the leather on these guys is awesome. The tongue is still synthetic, so that's not anything different. However, I've said this many times before and I'll still say it again. There are different levels of synthetic leathers, just like there are different levels of actual leathers. The synthetic on this guy right here is not that bad. I would take a full shoe made out of this leather over what they actually put on the shoes today. That's saying something, where I would prefer this fake leather on the tongue over the entire shoe rather than the cheap, crappy leather that they actually give us on a little bit of the shoe. I just think that it's wild. Look at all these wrinkles in the toe. Look at them. That's because it's actually nice leather. The holograms are a little foggy because they're kind of old. Some of these little bubbles right here have actually like disintegrated and cracked and stuff. So I was super happy to find a pair that wasn't like that. They are unwearable, unfortunately. I was hoping because they were used that they might be wearable, but as soon as I put them on and I bent my foot, it started separating like right from the midsole and the upper, and I was a little bummed. And 13s are a pain in the ass to restore because of the suede right there. Like that stuff rips off and it's just a big old pain in the butt. Now, if you were wondering what the difference is between the older models and these newer ones, the shape's a little bit different. These guys have a weird curvature to the sole and everything, so they kind of slope up. A lot of people call that the banana shape. They look worse in promo images than they do in person, but that's one of the differences. The second difference is obviously the materials are so shit on these newer ones compared to these guys. Also, there's some kind of weird like bumper thing in these toes. I don't know what it is, but they make them so squared. And when you put them next to something like this, that's so much sleeker. You know what I'm saying? Like this, it's just crazy. One of the things though that is an improvement, and I've said this before, is actually the embroidery. So like these older Jordans, they have a butt crack. It's normal. I know a lot of new heads seem to think that that's like a red flag for like a fake shoe or whatever. It's just like, no, it's just that you haven't been here long enough to actually know the differences between the old product and the new product. So if you do a little bit of research, you'll see that the older Jumpmans do have butt cracks. Not because he was a big boy, it's just because that's the way that they did, you know, embroidery back then. There was a lot of layering back and forth with the machines. Nowadays though, they can get it so crisp and clean where it just looks fantastic. So that's an actual improvement. You can actually see that a little bit lower down in these Jordan tags that are on the tongues, and the other difference is behind that tag as well. This guy right here has nothing behind it. It's just blank. Whereas a lot of these newer ones, they actually have the Roman numeral 13 behind there. I don't know why they did that. I don't know why they added it on there. Doesn't bother me either way. So it is what it is. But anyways, this was yours before they were mine. Was this your first Jordan?
I think so.
Wow. Lucky you.
And I still have them.
I know.
They're older than our marriage, so.
Are they?
Yeah. I wore these for our Disneyland / Universal trip the summer before we got married.
Yeah, that was forever and a day
It
ago.
was so long ago. So long ago.
That feels like a lifetime ago. That's not a just yesterday thing.
No.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I think that these are great. What do you think about the colorway? I know that yours are kind of old and yellow and
Oh no!
oh, they split finally. So yours are no longer wearable. Should we show everybody what's inside a grade school pair?
No, because
not?
you don't put anything back together. So no.
Damn. Did you guys hear that? That was the bus.
I've thrown you under that bus before, so.
I know, but this time he like backed up and like did, and then kept going.
He's not dead yet.
So that hurt a little bit.
Did it?
No,
I'm sorry.
it didn't. I'm just kidding. But inside the grade school pair, in case you were wondering, is heel air only.
Oh, yeah. There's nothing in the front.
Yeah, that's different than the women's releases, where the women's releases will have the same tech as the men's. We actually have an upcoming pair of 11s that are a women's shoe that do have all the same tech as the men's, including the price tag.
So stay tuned.
Yes. But with all that being said, let me know what you think about these down below in the comment section. Are you like me where you want them to retro these, but you're scared of them retroing these because you feel like they're gonna turn out like all the other turds that they put out on shelves where they charge you 200 bucks for nothing? Let me know. But thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all the support. And until next time, guys, have a good one. And congratulations to the couple of people that actually got this right. You guys are probably like longtime viewers, and I really appreciate it.
There was quite a lot.
There was a number of people that said the wheats. There was a lot of people though that said the chutney lows, which isn't it. Yeah, as soon as it does that to one side, you can just rip the sole right off. Can I do it?
No, I was just showing you what's on both pairs. They're splitting in the
I
same
knew that
spot.
was gonna happen. Are you sure I can't show everybody what's
Oh,
in
it's
there?
pulling from the suede.
She's not gonna let me do it.
I'm not.